Hallo meine lieben Freunde und herzlich willkommen bei Genshin und zurück zu Thelxies fantastisches Abenteuer. Thelxies fantastische Abenteuer. Ich werde diesen Namen niemals aussprechen können in meinem Leben. Heute beginnt das letzte Kapitel, Kapitel 3, die Krone der Wunder. Und natürlich wollen wir uns das einmal anschauen und gucken, wie die Story ausgeht. Hoffen wir mal, dass alles gut wird.
Hey, Fréminet! Thelxies! We're here!
Hello, Paimon. Hello, traveler.
Is the crown ready?
Yes, we're just waiting for Zuria now. She hasn't arrived yet.
Then let's wait for her a little while. Or actually, maybe we can go find her. It's not too far from here anyway. Didn't she say she just lives on the hill over there?
Hey, traveler, Paimon.
Oh, and speaking of...
Found you two at long last. I'm so glad that you both are all right.
Huh? Why are you here, Miss Delaroche? And what could have happened to us?
What could have happened? That water imp Thelxies, of course. After I gave you that commission the other day, I began to get worried and went asking about the boy that went missing.
Oh, that? We've got it all figured out now. The boy you heard about was just Fréminet. Even the missing fish was his fault. Don't worry, we'll help you get the fish back as soon as we're done with this job.
Oh, sorry about that. I've been diving in the area recently.
Huh? What, Fréminet diving? No, that's not what happened at all. I've heard a completely different account. What I was told is that about a month ago, a child tied a bunch of heavy seashells onto his body and walked into this open stretch of water. He never came back. What could that be if not that water imp's work?
Are you sure?
100% sure. I've confirmed the account with several veteran fishermen I know. The child was only 8 years old. His name was Lescaut d'Estray.
Wait, Lescaut d'Estray?
Yeah, that's the name. They say the family took on the name after moving to the city from a place called Stray. Anyway, his mother is a pretty famous art dealer, while his father passed away from an accident many years ago. Oh, well, naturally, his mother was devastated by the incident and fell terribly ill. It's said that she left the court of Fontaine, and no one knows where she's gone.
It can't be, right? Lescaut d'Estray? Zuria d'Estray? It must be some sort of a coincidence?
Sieht ganz danach aus, als müssten wir Frau Zuria einen Besuch
I'm
abstatten.
sorry, miss. We've got to go check on something right now.
Oh, I see. Well, you go on ahead. I just came to make sure that you're both all right. I'll head back then. Please remember to take care.
Krone der Wunder. Ja, wie vermutet. Thelxies ersetzt ihr Kind und sie ist eigentlich diejenige, die krank ist und der wir helfen. Das war zumindest unsere Vermutung. Mal gucken. Wahrscheinlich geht es noch ein bisschen tiefer.
Excuse us. Is anyone here? Is this Madame d'Estray's place?
Who are you? I have a patient here who needs quiet bed rest. Please leave us be unless you have anything urgent to report.
Wer ist der Patient?
This is the residence of Zuria Destri, and I'm Jala Khan, her family doctor. What did you mean by your question just now? Who else could be my patient?
Your patient should be Zuria's son, right? She told us herself that her son had contracted loneliness syndrome.
No, you're right. Young Master Lescaut did have that illness once upon a time, but he's... Well, the young master's no longer with us. And now the Madame has come down with the same illness. Are you her friends, by any chance? Oh. So, when she had requested time to go out over the past few days, it was so she could spend them with you.
So, if I'm understanding this right, the one who's suffering from uncontrollable delusions is the Madame herself? She believes her son is still alive?
That is correct. When the young master disappeared, she was organizing an art exhibit that she had specifically prepared for him. But since she had to leave the house, she was unable to see her son one last time. That might have been the trigger for her regret. Or perhaps the family's fall into loneliness and grief was inevitable as soon as the old master passed away. First the son, and then the mother.
But how could that be? She really looked like she had a handle on everything. Her smile was so lovely, and she even told us to stay optimistic. But you're saying she...
Those actions are proof that she can no longer differentiate between fantasy and reality.
Then all the other things that she told us about her son, were those fake too?
No, those were all real. Although they were all things that happened before the young master left us for good. Madame's time has just never moved forward since his passing.
I see. So after her son left, she created a fantasy world where her son was still with her. She was looking for a way to cure his illness when she ran into us.
Und wie geht es Frau Zuria jetzt?
She has been in a good mood the past few days, even humming a song when she returned from her stroll. She even began discussing with me the idea of using deliberate guidance to ease the illness. It was all going well, until last night. She spent a whole night staring at the shell the young master left behind, and the words that he had inscribed onto it. Then she broke down once more. I prescribed some sedatives, and she's currently resting.
But then what should we do? How can we help her? There has to be something we can do.
Don't panic, Paimon. Even though this is a devastating piece of news, we must all calm down first. What should we do? I need to think. I need to remember the old house of the hearth, and the children who lived in it. Those patients, and what their doctors said back then. What if... Dr. Jalacan, have you seen a picture book? The Madame should have brought it back with her.
Are you thinking about trying the guidance therapy she talked to me about before? It's worth a shot. I'll go get the book.
Yes, this is it.
Sollten wir weiter ein Abenteuer überstehen und das Bilderbuch fertigstellen?
That's right. If what Dr. Jalacan said was true, the past few days have been very helpful to Zuria, so we should complete this journey. We need to show her that her child has found a happy ending in the world of her dreams.
But wouldn't that just make it harder for her to accept reality?
One must first face reality before accepting it. The Madame has been crushed by her feelings of grief and can no longer bring herself to face reality. Our first priority would be to get her out of this state.
Right. Before today, I had thought she wanted to use Thelxies' fantastic adventures to save her son. But now, I think she might need it to save herself. And if we could complete it, we should be able to give her some feeling of inspiration and closure. Maybe those feelings would be enough to give her some courage to face reality again. There's no time to waste. Let's set off right away.
Na dann schauen wir mal. Oh, fuck. Oh. God damn it. Meinst die Stream Deck macht Faxen hier. So. Okay, da. Mhm. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Erneutes Wagnis im Reich der Wasser und Holde. Okay. Wir nehmen mal wieder unser Schnüffi-Nevi-Team. Macht einfach nur physischen Schaden seine Ult. Okay.
We're here again. This is the final part of Thelxies' journey, but the most important person is missing.
Everyone, please don't be so down and gloomy. Remember what she told us? If we were to feel troubled, the patient would become anxious as well.
You're right. Paimon needs to smile. If we have to give something to Zuria, it should be our smiles. We have to keep smiling as we finish this adventure. And then she'll be able to recover, right everyone?
Yeah, I'm sure she will.
Be careful, brave adventurers. Here comes the evil monsters that stole the crown. There! Did you see Cyclops?
Watch out, everyone! They're coming at us again!
There's no use here. Let's still... Oh, this is the Fréminet, right? We'll reclaim the crown for you now, Your Highness!
Ich habe Paimon nicht ausreden lassen.
I'm sorry. I have to go. I made a promise to my friends and I'm already very late.
But Madame, you're still...
Don't try to stop me. Today's the most important day for treating Thelxie. We'll use the guidance method. Didn't you also say that you'd think it'd work?
I'm not trying to stop you, Madame. It's just... Could you tell me the name of your child?
Dr. Jalacan, how can you forget the name of your own patient? His name is Thelxie. He's the prince of the kingdom of water imps. We will go today to reclaim his crown and attend his coronation ceremony.
I see. Madame, please rest assured, everything is still on schedule. Your friends have already departed to find... Wait, look. They've already returned.
Zuria! Zuria! We've retrieved the crown!
Paimon, everyone, have you really?
Yes, but the coronation ceremony still hasn't taken place, because we felt like you should be the one to preside over it.
Wonderful, how wonderful! Thelxie, my child, are you hearing this? Everything you lost will now come back to you, and soon, very soon, you will never be lonely again.
And the last page of the picture book. It's still waiting for you to illustrate in color.
Right, the picture book. But I don't know what I should put on the last page.
Don't worry, Thelxie and his friends all know what should go on it. Get ready, Zuria. We'll describe everything for you.
Okay.
At last, Thelxie and his friends were able to drive off the final invading monsters and achieve a dashing victory. Their success was complete, and the recovered crown resplendent.
The water imps, finally returning to their homes, showered the prince with love and applause as he greeted them. They once again offered their precious shells to the prince and reconstructed the rainbow bridge of old. As he watched the scene unfold, the prince could not help but be touched by its beauty.
Moved by everyone's happiness, the prince stepped onto the rainbow bridge and took a good look at all the friends who had gone on the journey with him. There stood the traveler, Goddess Paimon, Fréminet, and... Where's the last person? The prince looked frantically around, but could not find the person he wanted to see most. At that moment, the person suddenly appeared on the other side of the bridge. She walked towards him with a smile and slowly lifted her veil.
The prince could not hold back his tears. He recognized then that the mysterious person that had been by his side the whole time was none other than his mother. Zuria walked across the bridge and placed the crown above the prince's head. She smiled down upon him as she said, "My prince, my king, you shall never, ever need to feel lonely again."
That's the end of the story, Zuria.
Thank you. Thank you all. I am so sorry, my child. Maman should have spent more time with you. Did you hear the story? You'll never have to feel lonely again.
Je t'aime, Maman. Ich liebe dich, Mama.
Maman loves you too.
What's happening? Is Zuria talking to Thelxie?
Quick, put on my diving helmet. There's a transcription module in it that's compatible with Thelxie's output signals. You should be able to use it to understand what Thelxie's saying.
Maman loves you too.
But I love you more, Maman.
What? Did you see something?
Maman, I'm getting a little sleepy. If it's time for bed, can you hum a lullaby to me again?
Of course, my dearest child. As long as you want to hear it, Mama will always hum for you.
Thank Thank you, Mammon. Your lullaby has always been my favorite. Now that I've heard it, I can return to my dream and to the kingdom of water imps in peace.
My poor darling. Please don't forget. I will always love you. My love is greater than the entire distance between here and the kingdom of water imps.
I won't forget, Mammon. And so is my love for you. Greater than the entire distance between here and the kingdom of water imps. Good night, Mammon.
Traveler, Paimon, you're here.
Fréminet, why did you call us in such a hurry? Did you hear something from Zuria? Oh, if it's not good news, Paimon doesn't want to hear it.
Don't worry, it's definitely great news. The Madame came here for a visit just now with her doctor. Color has returned to her cheeks, and she sounded full of energy as well. She said she'd like to return to the court to continue hosting the art exhibit. But this time, she'll work with her doctor to exhibit some picture books related to the illness. Of course, Thelxies' fantastic adventures and the guidance therapy will be included in the exhibit as well. She'd like to use her experience to help others.
That's wonderful! So it wasn't bad news after all.
Mm-hmm. Here, please take this picture book with you. The Madame wanted you to have it. If, at some point in the future, you were to run into someone with similar troubles, she hopes the book would be of use to you.
But this is her son's story, right? Is it really okay to give the book to us?
Don't worry, it's just a copy. She still has the original. It's extremely important to her.
Alright, then there's no problem. It feels good knowing we've contributed to something important. Paimon definitely didn't expect the fantasy adventure to be so useful. Paimon was a little worried about how everything would turn out. After all, fantasy is just fantasy.
Paimon, do you know what the Madame said? She said that at the moment when she placed the crown on Thelxies' head, she felt like she really saw something beautiful. Her child had returned, and he told her that he loved her. She also said that was when she was finally able to bid farewell to her son. She felt like at that moment, she was healed by some mystical power, and she was filled with courage from head to toe.
Oh, really? But could that just be another part of her fantasy?
Perhaps. But if fantasy is just fantasy, and the fantasy world is not real, then how could it still grant us these powers that we can continue to use in the real world?
But what else could it be?
A descent of the fairy tale world into the real world. At that time, the wondrous fairy tale temporarily became reality and influenced real things in our world. That has to be what happened. You saw it too, didn't you?
What? That can't be what happened, right? There's just no way. Wouldn't it be like a miracle if that really happened?
Yes, I suppose that would be a miracle. I hope that everyone who's found themselves in a dark place would be able to see something beautiful and experience a miracle for themselves.
Bei solchen Quests bin ich immer froh, dass ich keine Facecam habe, ey. Sonst würdet ihr mir Rotz und Wasser heulen sehen. Oh. Gott, war das traurig. Ja. Begleitende Therapie oder Guided Therapy, was die hier quasi gerade gemacht haben, sollte im echten Leben aber auch nur sehr bei sehr speziellen Fällen angewendet werden, weil normalerweise ist es nicht gut, in der Illusion oder der Desillusion eines Menschen zu partizipieren, weil sie das in ihren Illusionen bzw. desillusionalen Zustand nur bestärkt. Und deswegen ist das eigentlich nicht gut für den Patienten. Also wenn ihr irgendwann mal sowas haben solltet, dass jemand von Halluzinationen oder sonst in irgendeiner anderen Welt lebt, dann holt euch da bloß den Rat einer Fachperson, wie das am besten zu behandeln ist, weil in der Illusion zu partizipieren ist meistens nicht richtig. Also das, was wir jetzt hier gemacht haben. Aber das ist nur in der echten Welt so. In Genshin funktioniert das natürlich. So. Wir haben noch ein Minispiel, glaube ich. Über. Und zwar Thelxies fantastische Abenteuer Säuberung durch Gegenschlag Teil 5. Klang des triumphalen Vorstoßes. Puh, das war heftig. Na gut. Chor des Triumphs. Wenn du sagst, Schaden des Standardangriffs, heftigen Schlags und Angriffs aus dem Fallen, 100%, wenn der P innerhalb von 20 Sekunden nach dem Prinz des Triumphs eingesetzt hat. Mehr als 50% betragen. Jedes Mal, wenn ein Angriff trifft, wenn 1% der Max-LP diese Figur verbraucht. Okay. Ja, das machen wir. Das funktioniert. Das war eigentlich gedacht für Slay, aber das macht ja nichts. Wir können ja auch unseren guten alten Növi-Bevi verwenden. Müsste auch funktionieren. Schauen wir mal. Pump it up. So.
All hail! Let the world collide!
Remember, health comes first.
Be sanctified.
Oh, ja, guck mal. Da kommen die richtig krassen Damage-Zahlen hier.
Seems like an emergency. A bitter pill to swallow.
Shower me with praise! Let my name echo in song! This is long overdue.
Bow your head. Let the mighty be humble.
Let the mighty be humble. Oh, da kommt ordentlich Damage.
Settle down. Remember, health comes first.
The deck check! Let the world collide!
Access denied. Blaze over.
Be sanctified.
Bow your head.
Settle down.
Seems like an emergency.
Letzte Runde.
Time to shine! All hail!
Bow your head. The tides beckon.
Absolute Rekordrunde diesmal.
Settle down.
20.000. Halle fucking Julia. So. Mehr war wohl nicht drin. So. Wahnsinn. Okay, das war heftig. Und jetzt können wir uns hier die wunderschöne Krone gönnen. Plus den Dekorationsgegenstand Thelxies, der Prinz der Wassernoten, mit Krone und Waffe und Schild. Geil. Ein Prinz, der die azurblauen Tiefen sein Zuhause nennt, ist gekommen, um jenen zu helfen, die in Schwierigkeiten stecken. Ach ja. So, ich glaube, das schließt auch unsere Aktion jetzt komplett ab. Ich kann auch diese Währung nicht ausgeben, glaube ich. Das ist nur zum Sammeln gedacht hier, dass man diese Wappen hat. Ja, okay. Okay, eine sehr emotionale... Guck mal, jetzt ist hier auch der Sohn im Hintergrund. Ha, witzig. Ganz geil gemacht. Ach, Freunde. Ja, das war heftig. Wie es für Fontaine üblich ist, haben wir hier im Moment sehr viele ernste Themen in diesem Gebiet. Ja, das bleibt also, das reißt auch nicht ab irgendwie. Fontaine bleibt eine ernste Gegend und auch mit einer sehr ernsten Geschichte. Und auch ihre Aktionen sind mit sehr ernstzunehmenden Themen gespickt. Und mal gucken, wie weit sie das noch treiben werden. Und weil jetzt davon mit den Themen, mit denen wir uns jetzt hier befassen, Depression, Einsamkeit, Mord, teilweise Selbstmord und so weiter und so fort. Hätte man damals, als das Spiel angefangen hat, vor 3 Jahren in Mondstadt noch lange nicht gedacht. Da war noch alles Friede, Freude, Eierkuchen und die schlimmsten Gegner waren ein paar Schleime und war Hillichol. Aber das Ganze nimmt einen krassen Turn hier in Fontaine. Ich bin gespannt, wo es hingeht. Ist auf jeden Fall jetzt eine etwas erwachsenere Spielereihe geworden, beziehungsweise ein etwas erwachseneres MMO geworden. Ich danke euch auf jeden Fall fürs Zuschauen, meine lieben Freunde, und hoffe, wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal. Tschüss.